Okay.
Too late. We're live. Ha!
Hey.
Almost got Jim with his pants down. Thank you for zipping up, Jim. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Oh, Lord.
Welcome, welcome.
Jim's like, there's this thing I want to show you. No, please don't. Please don't. So, if you haven't been here before, besides the stupid jokes that we make, welcome. We
Right.
usually don't know what we're doing, and that's kind of the whole point of the show. So if you're looking at this show to be like a definitive in-depth guide on how to troubleshoot electronics, build TNCs, connect them to computers and to radios, and get on packet radio and be glorious, this is not the show for you. If you want to see three grown men argue with each other for an hour and a half about why they clipped the wrong clip lead to the wrong transistor, this is it. This is the one. There will be some giveaways tonight. I have a radio to give away, a Vero VR N76 HT. That's the one I've been doing all those videos on. I still have some more videos in the series. It is a fun, fantastic radio to play with. They gave me a Bluetooth mic. I'm giving that away also. And then we got a sticker pack left because our buddy Dave that won the sticker pack during poker on Saturday. If y'all don't know poker, maybe Jim can drop a link in the chat.
We can.
And, we can talk to you a little bit about poker over FT8 over ham radio, because that's pretty fun too. Ziggy, are you a mod on this channel yet?
No.
Have you got a blue wrench, son?
Talk amongst yourselves. Drop a link in the chat.
I don't think I can wrench him. I think you have to wrench him.
Yeah, I have to wrench him. So say something intelligent, Ziggy. Make people think that you deserve a wrench.
In the chat.
In the chat?
Oh, you can say it out loud also.
Oh,
the chat will judge you, though.
The chat will judge
That's I'm hoping. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I probably made
oh man.
Probably made my shop about $2,000 today in pure profit.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Did you quit?
2 jobs. No, God no. They sit there and wait for me to show up.
I'm waiting for the comment in the chat.
Yeah, I mean anytime we are live.
Like the letter A would be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that like string? Yes.
No wrench.
All right, let's see.
Huh?
I don't need it to function.
Like I'm sitting here playing cards with my brother's kids or something.
Oh,
you
man.
nerve-wracking sons of bitches.
Cards with the family. What wonderful times.
Yes.
All the broken furniture.
All right, you are now a moderator. We can get back to the show where we don't know what we're doing. So last week, a recap. Last week, Jim has the holy grail, the magical unicorn, the mythical beast, the AEA, Advanced, looking at my cheat sheet here, Advanced Electronics Applications, Electronic, singular, Applications, Inc., PACRAT PK-1, which I believe is a TNC one, and we believe that Heathkit had poetic license to redistribute. Ooh, Brian with 5 memberships gifted. Thank you, Brian. Had poetic license to recreate with free abandon a similar version of the device. And research last week showed that there was only 3 of them in existence, Jim having one of these 3.
It's right here.
The Holy Trinity. So if you want this, it can be had for the low price of $79.95. So drop a note in the chat if you want it.
But wait, there's more. Act now and you can have custom modifications that were made to this device.
Before Jim cleans them up, yeah. So we could not get it to work despite pressing star many, many times. Thank you, chat, for all your assistance with that. And there it is, the thing. Let me move that over to the center and arrange the
change the window to the right one.
Yeah. And so this is the thing, and
I don't want y'all to see my messy desk.
And the lights do light up, and we do see some attempt at data off the serial port, but it ain't connected to any computer that Jim has. And Jim, you tried like 3?
We'll talk about this extra special modification in a second. So I've tried this on a Windows XP machine that has a real serial port. I realized I had a Windows 10 machine out in my shop that I use out in the shop that had a real serial port on it. Tried it on that. I've tried it with 3 different USB to serial port adapters. All give the same results. So me and T.O. and Hollywood spent, 2.5 hours on this thing, messing with it the other night.
The amount of Dr. Pepper this man consumed.
Epic. Needed a new port too. And we did some debugging, and Hollywood knows way more about
Everything.
this stuff than me and Steve can. Like, ooh, shiny, should I touch? You know, may or may not remember to unplug it before we touch it. And we had the oscilloscope connected to it, and we were looking at some data pulses. We think there were data pulses, but we never got a coherent anything. And we've tried this everywhere from 300 to 9600 baud. I seriously doubt this thing goes any faster than 9600, and 9600 would be a big question mark in 1985 for something that did ham, since hams just could do 1200 baud until recently.
I bet it would probably be a couple of grand in 1980 if not at 9600.
Well, I mean, the price on this, several of you did a whole lot of Googling and found some ads for this thing, specifically out of QST or somewhere. And I wish I could remember who all sent me that, and thank you if you're out there. This thing was like $500 and some odd dollars in 1985 when it was new. So I mean, this ain't some low rent garage thing that was made in the back of some alley in Florida or nothing, you know, behind the
Hang
meth
on one
trailer.
second, Jim. Hang on one second. Our buddy Don, Smoke Signals RF, is asking if this is Deja Vu. I guess he's channeling Jar Jar Binks there.
Or
Is this last week then or last week now? This is actually kind of in between this week and last week. And any more questions, and I'm going to have to break out the crayons, Don.
Right. Just calm down, Don. Settle down.
What time of death did you give this thing? It's not 100% dead yet.
Oh, no, I pronounced it today.
I
did.
Okay.
I'm done
I didn't
with
hear
it.
this yet. This is news.
I'm done with it. I am going to reham this to some lucky bastard tonight, is my
Hey,
theory.
Scott. I'm sorry.
I wasn't talking about you, Scott.
No, Scott says he's in Florida, so I just said I'm sorry.
That you know of. But anyway, so we went through a whole bunch of testing and probing different parts and looking at voltages, and never could get it to work. Hollywood was thinking it was the serial port. I think it's a component on here. T.O. and I both decided it was this thing. So I will unwrap this professional Kapton tape I didn't have.
Take it all off.
And I looked up this IC, which is a really hard one to find right there, and I'm using the correct finger to point, so hush up. And
This finger?
Yeah, that's the finger.
The pointer
And so
finger?
I decided that a tip 32C was pretty close. But I ordered these from Amazon, and I got it in, and the voltages all looked right. But lo and behold, the pin out is different. It doesn't match the way the pins are laid out on the D41 D2 that was the actual IC that was here, or regulator chip, whatever you want to call this. So T.O. had the brilliant idea, why don't you just white trash it? So I channeled my inner Floridian, and I did, and my inner
President Floridian on
Alabamian, because
screen
we're like
approves.
cousins. And so I put in the tip and then ran 3 DuPont wires to the board and mapped it out and wired it up this way. And when I went to turn it on, I was like, okay, here we go. Hail Mary, the smoke is going to come out and I'm going to die. And absolutely nothing happened except the light came on just like it did before. And it did the little bloop on the screen just like it did before.
Which is not intelligible bloop. It's literally
Yeah,
a
it's
bloop.
it's just like a power cycle little noise spike, random character. And that was it. And so I've tried it with 3 different computers, 4 different serial connections, 5 different serial connections, and it doesn't work. I can't get it to do anything. And that's 300 through 9600 baud,
Yeah.
10,000 stars. I mean, my God, it's full of stars. And see what I did there? And I'm out. I mean, I've had my $40 worth of fun and time suck with this thing, so I'm done with it.
Do you have one of those component testers?
I do, and I haven't gotten around to sticking. I've got
Did you press star yet,
Jesse. So, whoever the lucky recipient of this is, will receive the original chip right there, and you can do with it as you will.
If that
So-
component tester is handy, you want to shove that original chip in it and see if it says fail?
I don't have a component tester in the house. It's out in the shop in a
okay.
box of random stuff I don't use very often. And I meant to do that today, and I actually forgot about the component tester part.
All right, chat
So-
all together. Shame.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It
Ooh,
doesn't matter because
dead
this
Jeff.
is a functional equivalent as near as I can tell. Hollywood or Jeff could tell me if I'm wrong, but it's the same power requirements. The only thing that's different is the base collector emitter aren't in the same order. So I just wired it to the board in the correct order, and
So
yeah,
James,
James,
is saying that
Adrian or Tech
They'll be-
probably
yeah.
certainly could. Adrian's got way more patience than anyone I know to mess with the crap he messes with. Yes.
how about the reboot hammer? Yeah. So the question is the problem, the issue. There's still 3 more things you need to do once this thing lights up and does the thing. So we have other things to probe forward on. We just wanted to give you the update, the situation report, the sit rep on this thing, and then I'm going to move this one over here.
And if
Jim
any of
over
you
there.
are interested in this godforsaken, fabulous piece of 1980s
$79.95,
tech,
yeah.
let me know. And for the cost of shipping, because I'm not putting a dime more into it, I will send it to you. The only requirement is you're paying for shipping, and don't send it back to me.
Right.
And by the way, if you really care, shipping for this would probably be about $12. So
Don wants to know if we're putting it on the air next week. Maybe the one that Jim has might go through one of those house trap
pull.
slingers, that kind of air. The one that I have right here, that's big. That's very close up. The one that I have right here, Don Weeks, our friend N5 SKT, told me that this thing is absolutely dead, and that's the only report that I have. And I think I haven't seen Don in the chat yet, so maybe he is at his ham club meeting and might come in later. I don't know what the actual symptoms are, so I'm going to treat it as a complete and total unknown. And whenever I get something that I've never touched before, there's 2 things you can do. One is you can just turn it on, cross your fingers, and hope for the best. And 2 is you can kind of look inside and see if there's anything obviously wrong that might need to be fixed. And I haven't opened this up. So this could be like open it up, find an exploded cap inside, and we'll spend the next half hour shopping on Amazon trying to find the proper parts. Could be.
And Ted, while he's opening this, I'm serious. If you want this thing, $12 in shipping, I'm guessing it's not going to be a tremendous amount. I'll eat
We'll
it
get
if
you
it's
an
more than
exact
12. No, I'll eat it if it's more than 12. I mean, it might
Oh,
be
you're so kind.
it might be $12.95.
Did you wake up on the right side of the cage this morning? You're in a very good mood.
I'm in a good mood because
I'm
I
trying to ruin
realized
it.
that
It's
this burdensome son of a bitch is out of my life. She's out of my life. I don't know
This is
whether to
weird.
laugh or cry, but she's out of my life.
It's like the 2 best days in a boat owner's life.
Yes, I'm still waiting for the second one.
The day that you buy it and the day that you sell it.
Yeah. Or the day that the tree falls on it.
I have an accomplishment.
Uh-oh. Ziggy, do you want a participation trophy for showing up to the stream?
I do, and I'm gonna need another trophy for this one right here. I have just recently made my very last child support payment. Yeah.
Congratulations, brother. Welcome to the
6
land
years
of
to
the
go. 5.5 to go.
It's been a long road.
Well, you're going to give it the sniff test.
That's like a whole new pay. No, that's what got him in that mess in the first place.
Doesn't stink. I'm talking about this, not about
okay.
that.
I mean, we're talking about child support. I'm like, yeah.
Well, we've got a battery.
He was poking and fun, and she took him serious.
It may or may not have leaked. See that white on there?
I'm going to solo that because let's see.
That's big.
There we
I
go.
can get it. I can get you zoomed. Look at that manual zoom on that camera.
Man.
Look
So
at
that's
that manual unzoom.
That's your battery, a 2032,
Yeah,
and that
I'm
trace
guessing that's
looks.
a 2032. It's just
That trace
dirt,
looks
though.
horrible.
It looks like it's chalk or something.
Okay.
So it's white residue on top of the circuit board. So it could be leaky corrosion. It could be anything. I'm just doing the spot check. I see a bunch of jumper wires all over the place.
That thing's been bodged to the hilt.
There's a resistor missing there, R160, and there's a white jumper going to it and a purple jumper coming from it, and they both go back to the isolation transformer board.
Interface that circuit. That's interesting.
And then there's a daughter card here. What do we have? 6225. These are the two ROMs, high and low. That's what I expect.
Scout, you may be onto something there, buddy. Scout said send it to Tank Radio and tell Frank you want it. He'd be as proud and confused as Ralph's dad in A Christmas Story.
Right.
That's funny.
I'm hearing beeping. I think it was the wife's TV show. Like, is that the fire alarm? Do I need to run? I'm not seeing anything shockingly out of the ordinary. None of the capacitors look bulged. I don't see any fried components. A bunch of transistors down there in a row.
What does it taste like?
Minty.
Mitch, I did not try a null modem adapter. This is what is referred to as DCE, datacom equipment. It's the same as a modem. And you don't use a null modem cable to go from a PC, which is DTE, to DCE. Oh, wow. It's a straight through cable.
Wow. Check this out. Is it going to work? Oh, it is going to work. Where is it?
Look at that. That's beautiful.
At that. How they attach the daughter card to the motherboard. The daughter board to the motherboard.
Like sockets?
It's a stack of sockets.
Yeah, dip sockets.
And
that is some quality white trash engineering right there.
It's
so many failure
dip
points
sockets in a row. Yeah. So the main circuit board, then socket number 1, then the pins between. Well, no, then socket number 2, then socket number 3, then the pins on the daughter card. So that's 4 layers of failure points, and they doubled up and did it twice.
That could be multiple redundancies for. You know, that's multiple redundancies.
So, on the front, look at all them blinking lights. That's going to be so kind of sexy right there. So, I have power cord here with lots and lots of potential energy attached to it.
Now, Don, who has made it in the chat, hello, Nemesis.
There he is.
Hello, Nemesis. Don says the one he kept has different ROMs on it than the one you have.
Okay. These are, I hope they match. Yeah. High is version 7.1, low is version 7.1. Okay. They just put the version numbers in a different spot. So there you go. So I have plugged it in, and I'm going to turn it on like this so that y'all can see if anything happens. Okay, it lights up on the front. It's going through a boot
hell,
process.
I had that.
Don, what was the problem that you were experiencing with this while you're here? Doc Brad, welcome.
Doc, yes, thank you for the $4.99 super chat.
So a friend of mine, David, I'm going to get his call sign wrong, AG6GM, I think. Haven't heard from him in a while. The one I have has a windmill. Okay. Was saying that this kind of circuit board, first off, there's not multiple layers. There's only like the top and the bottom layer. There's not like 7 layers of circuit board here. I mean, there might be like a physical set, but you can take that off and debug it separately. And this one here is next to nothing. I got no lights on the front. I got plenty of lights. I'll show you the lights in a second. But where I was going with that is you can kind of like hold this schematic, hold this circuit in your head. It's not like this chip has got 1.5 billion transistors in it. This chip has probably got, I don't know, 4,000 at most. It's a Zilog Z08530004 PSC, which might mean something to somebody. And this is early 90s. All these chips have date codes of the early 90s. So, Don, I want to show you the lights. So, these lights should go through an array of dancing for you. Those 4.
OMG.
And then something else. I thought something else happened after this, but I could be wrong. So, it's in Morse mode, and it's requesting a command is my guess, because that is the RQCMD light. So the next thing to do is to plug this thing in to a computer and see what we get. So
Don's asking how much electrics you shoving at it.
12 volts. I have it plugged into my ham radio workbench. And honestly, that was kind of a guess. I mean, why wouldn't it be 12 volts? Yeah. So on the back of the board here, it says plus 13 volts, and I wanted to focus on something else. Plus 13 volts DC.
Awesome.
And I remember checking that a long time ago. So, but I'm sure you tried 12 volts as well.
Chris Robinson said if we were plugged in, we'd be waiting at the command prompt.
I would assume so, but we've got to get there. So I have a Raspberry Pi because I like pain. And what else I have is a collection of parts, just in case. So I'm not going to make a cable like Jim did. I have a Raspberry Pi and I have a Prolific, I believe, serial chip. And then 9-pin serial port. And then if it's needed, I have a null modem mini adapter. Null modem mini adapter. Look at that skill. Just flip it right over and you can see what it says.
And to think you gave up a career in sanitation.
Right, right. And then I have a DB25 to DB9 adapter, 25 pins on one side and 9 pins on the other. So there's an interesting story about this. There's a reason why it's missing all of those pins. It's because when they found the original spec, that was the only signals that they needed, and this was the cheapest connector on the market at the time. So they went cheap and just used the 25 pin. And there's only 8 pins. So when they got even more special, they still cheaped out and used a cheap available connector, a 9-pin connector. So there's one extra pin in here.
Well, it's not extra. It's actually, it's hooked up. It's called ring indicate. It would do something on a modem, I think. But for a straight serial connection, it doesn't do anything.
So now I need to bring up my terminal and share out my terminal. Y'all don't need to see this screen anymore. Hi. Switch back to that view. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I wasn't expecting to get this far. I was expecting this to be dead and we'd have to do a bunch of probing.
And you have, hey Colin, and you have the manual for this? We never did find a manual for the PKT-1.
Of course I don't have a manual for this. This is what you guys are for.
It's a unicorn.
There we are. Okay. So now let me get a terminal up. I wanted to make sure that was visible to y'all.
Don says he still has acoustic coupled modems at his house. I'm not surprised, Don.
No landlines, but acoustic coupled modems.
So this is kind of funny. When I was active duty in the Air Force in the 80s, I worked at a specific Air Force base and we had to send some data files to a company every night. That's all we need to know. And I don't even think it was classified, but I'm just going to talk around it a little bit. Anyway, a multi-million-dollar computer installation with a mainframe, a Burroughs 4700 at the time, sending tapes, and we had a 300 baud acoustic coupled modem that we sent a 6250 BPI 8-inch reel at to the company. It was just the strangest thing. Meanwhile, my Commodore 64, lightning fast with my 1200 baud modem, while the Air Force, with an unlimited made-up budget, was using a 300 baud acoustic coupled modem.
Time
Just
is
thought
money.
thought that was funny.
Time is
Well,
money.
hell, we're military. We're getting paid no matter what.
Yeah,
Right.
you still got to make the book look like
Or not.
The longer it takes, the more you make. All right, so
Right.
I'm going to take this serial adapter thingy and plug it into the Raspberry Pi, which is going to display on y'all's screen over there
you all.
some status that it has plugged in. And it all lit up. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's an FTDI chip, even better. And there's a link for this in the chat, in the description below the video, along with all the other stuff that we may or may not get to today. So we got an FT232R FTDI serial controller. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is I'm going to plug it straight in. So serial adapter to 25-pin adapter. I'm going to plug it straight into the device. And we're going to cross our fingers. Because the next thing is I got to figure out how to actually connect.
Colin emailed you a manual.
Thank you, Colin.
You're undervolting, son.
Yeah. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. The machine's running fine. All right, so now I need to figure out how to use the screen command to connect to this thing. Well, first I need to figure out what it is. It's TTY USB 0 is what it is. That's why we did demessage. So I'm Googling right now. Google whacking.
Not that it matters, but I always fed my Raspberry Pis directly into the GPIO pins. Don't get the
Every
signal
time
in my
I
way.
They're
go to
voltage
sac-
snobs. Is that a
Yeah,
3
they
or
are.
a 4, Steve?
This is a 4, and it's in one of the argon cases, and it's got a special power adapter thing, and I have an official, I have a CanaKit power supply on it that's like 2.5 amps. But what I found out with the Raspberry Pi 5, and I think it was Joseph that was helping me out with it, is that, where is Chrome? Because I can't see y'all, is that the Raspberry Pi 5 is like the old 90s cell phones. If you plug the wrong power adapter in, regardless of how many amps, like if you plug a 300 amp capable power supply, 12 volt,
Yep.
300 amps, it will bitch that it doesn't have the right power supply. And it will throttle your connected peripherals, which is wrong.
I was today years old when I learned that my CW trainer, the Pudakig, which has a USB-C port to recharge it, it's because it's rechargeable kind of thing. I had it plugged into a USB-C cable into a USB-C adapter, a wall adapter, one of those Anchor ones or whoever that has PD power and whatever. Did not charge the trainer at all. Had to get an A to C cable and plug it in the A to C port to get it to charge. So
Yep,
it's
that's a thing.
C-Mojo apparently just doesn't understand the. It's not fancy. It just wants 5 volts. Don't ask me. I don't want 12 or 24.
It wants 5 volts on the 5 volt
Yeah.
rail.
Yeah. An A to C cable worked just fine. The C to C cable, it's been sitting there overnight and hadn't charged a bit. Still dead when I took it out.
I got lots of little ding dong doodad stuff that needs to be charged up via USB that you have to use
Okay, so
an old-fashioned cable with.
CS8 means use 8 data bits. Minus paren B means no stop bits. So that's 8N. And I forget what the 1 was. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn off the RTS CTS flow control. So now we have set the serial port to the right COM parameters. Now we need to connect to it.
Have you set the speed?
I have not got to it yet. This is the command where we set the speed and make the connection.
Oh,
It's
okay.
9600, but I'm going to try. Well, this is made in the 90s. Let's go for broke, 9600. And now I need to turn the device on. We are on. We are booting. We have achieved boot status. I am pressing the star key, pressing the enter key, nothing. So I have disconnected, and we'll go back to, let's go to 300. Let's go to the bottom. Really? Oh, I hate it when it does this. I forget why it does this.
Several people in the chat have suggested you need to hit star.
Oh, thank you. I did. And I verbalized that I hit star.
How many times did I say it last week?
Well, remember the chat's delayed, so. All right. Unplug it. Plug it back in. TTY USB 0. Set the parameters. Do the screen thing at 300 baud. I'm going to reboot it, see if it gives me anything at all. Pressing star. Pressing star.
Don is
Nothing at
trolling you
300
too.
baud. What does Don want?
Don said Minicom doesn't require any of that foolishness.
Okay, well, we will do Minicom then. I don't know how to set the parameters in Minicom, Don, though, so you're going to have to preload the chat with how to do
I think it's menu driven, if I remember right, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm almost positive it's like a Procom knockoff from the 1980s.
From way back, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Nala on here?
Ken Lewis, that is genius, son. That's how I'm going to greet all you people now at Orlando. Have you hit star? That will be our secret handshake to recognize followers.
All right. We're not compiling software, we're installing software, so this shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, Cyber Jason, I think there is. Yeah, I think you're right. There are command line flags, but if I remember right, this is like full screen N curses app, like
Are you
Joe
ready,
or
Jim?
some of those editors. Do it.
Yep. So first thing is an error.
All right, so
I'm gonna
link your
try.
link your COM port to the modem, or try
I'm gonna
that.
try that. Nope, that didn't work. So ln-s/dev/tty-usb0/dev/modem, which is probably gonna not work because I'm not root.
Hold up. Cyber
What?
Jason said -d device -b baud.
Okay. Chat to the rescue.
I still think if you linked it, it should work. But
-B300. Well, Jim, I can't prove you right. -D.
it's not what he said.
But it's what he meant.
All right.
Okay,
Control
so
AZ will bring up your menu.
Thank you for reading the screen.
Well, no, I know how to use this from like a million years ago because this is one of the oldest ass Unix programs out there.
Okay, COM parameters, P. And we are at 300 already, so we're fine there. 8N1, and we're fine there.
Yep. So hit enter. And then, yeah, AZ just brings up the menu, and then you just hit that specific letter that you want to do. The one thing that we did not try with the godforsaken machine was to send a break. And I thought about that today after I had disconnected everything. But nobody in the chat said send a break. They all kept saying star. So Control AZ F will send breaks.
I sent a break. Sending break.
Yeah,
Nothing.
it's not doing anything either. Okay.
Huh. I was so hopeful. A 2-pin.
Craig said he's got some old junk that's broken. Can he send it to you guys? My wife would be forever in your debt.
Are we talking shipping container size shipment? Or are we talking little tiny packages?
Shoebox.
You are online. Really initialize? I'm not online.
You did tell it to initialize, right?
I did, yeah. It
So
said
it
I
should
was
just
already online.
Okay.
Parameters. A.
Don says he doesn't think 300. That's 90s.
Yeah.
That's wishful thinking there, son.
I was hoping it. There we go. It wrapped around. All right, we'll do 1200. Offline, rebooted. Oh, so I don't know if you guys caught that or not. See how it says online down here at the bottom of the screen? So watch this. I'm going to turn the device off. You're going to hear it. Off, and it went offline. So the DCE, DCD, whatever stuff, the carrier detect, DCD.
DCD is carrier detect.
Is working. I just turned it back on. It just went back online.
Okay.
That's 1200. That ain't working. 2400.
And you're resetting it between each baud rate change?
I am off, offline, on, online, online. Yep. So that's how long it takes to boot and connect. And star, and AZF. Star, nothing. That's 2400. I can't
You
imagine
did pull
there
up
would be anything.
something. I don't know
What?
if you saw it, but you did pull up something.
What did I? Oh, I
On
did
your-
Control A, Z.
Yeah,
F.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I just
That's
did it real
what I saw.
fast. AZF. Poof. So AZP, and we'll try it at 96 for. We already tried it at 96 months, but let's do it again. C, enter.
Do your Control
Offline.
AZF again when it comes back up.
Online. Yeah. AZF. Break. Star. Nothing. Okay. Off. Put the null modem in just for grams.
Chris Bricker wants to know if we get this thing to work, what are we actually going to do with it? Well, Chris, there's the problem.
Radio.
Because I don't got one that works, so me and T.O. ain't going to do nothing with it. Now, T.O. can find 3 or 4 other guys in the planet that may have one working. Dr. Righteous, that is a good guess, but this is not a modem.
It's yes. It's not Specifically a
modem.
modem. It's not pedantically a modem, but it is. It's
It
a
is
radio.
it is modulating and demodulating. That is true.
It is a ham radio equivalent of a Hayes Smart modem, US Robotics modem, etc. And right now I'm trying to screw the connector together so that it actually can electrically connect. You know, if only I had a screwdriver handy with the ability to change bits on the fly. That was sarcasm. I have one handy. I showed it to y'all.
Yeah, Don, I know it will, but this thing isn't going to respond to a Hayes modem command. I would be shocked if it did, but Ziggy, what are you doing?
So I am
Oh, I'm
connecting the
looking
null
at this
modem
little
cable.
signal link.
Oh, you said Ziggy. I'm gonna kill myself with this screwdriver.
Let's do a giveaway while you're going to kill yourself.
Go ahead. What are we
All
giving
right.
away?
We're going to give away a Coffee and Ham Radio's sticker pack. And let me share that. And that is the magic word. If you want to, this is the last Coffee and Ham Radio sticker pack. As T.O. mentioned, David said he wanted to reham his, so
And that
wanted
was
out of
David
my-
from Frequency Frontiers
Yes.
TikTok channel or Instagram channel or whatever. I forget what his.
I think he's a ticker talker. Tall, red-headed, bearded ginger David. Yeah.
You just made him sound so much sexier.
I mean, you know, compared to some of you scuds hanging out at T.O.'s trailer, David was, you know, kind of ham sexy. Just saying. He appeared to have all of his own teeth, for one, so that's a plus.
It's hers. All right, now we got to switch screwdriver bits back.
Let's see what
I
we
may
are
not
up
have
to.
been electrically
Or
connected at all.
The people want the sticker pack. We got 63 people already for the sticker pack.
Wow.
We have 162 of you watching who apparently don't like us well enough to get a free sticker pack. I mean, really?
They're afraid we're going to get their information and sell it to China. The joke's on you. The U.S. government's already selling it to China.
Well, I mean, your Amazon device has already sold it to China. You don't think it's a coincidence that when you talk to your Google device about that Swedish device you ordered, that you see ads for more Swedish devices in your Google searches now, do you? All right,
I'm
we're up
seeing
to
more stuff
72.
now.
Here we 73. I'm just gonna let it roll then. They're still dribbling in. And Christopher Robinson is 100% right. If you're watching this and being entertained by three grown men struggling to make this dingus work, smash the like button because it's responsible for all our problems.
Fantastic idea. Now we're getting data on the screen.
Colin says set your computer's data rate to 1200 baud because Colin is reading the manual. It's not really cheating
If somebody else reads it, right?
if they read the manual, right?
I think I found out part of what the problem was from before. This thing might have worked all along in the beginning.
Wayne
I'll tease
Johnson
y'all too
mentions that
much.
there is a hard reset procedure that involves a jumper by the battery. But if you got
Yes,
something out of it,
JP1 is the only jumper by the battery.
okay.
Let's see, that's the wrong screwdriver bit. I
Eric,
think
we are
what
not
might have
responsible
happened
for screen damage.
is the let me get back over to the other screen. Let's add that in. Hit that draw button. We're over 73. That's good.
Doing it. 77. Round and round we go. Where she stops.
I think he verbed the wrong noun when he smashed his screen. Dirk!
Dirk.
39RDY. How's it going, Dirk?
Dirkster.
Cheese.
All right, buddy. I am taking a memo right now.
Dirk, are you good on the Zed?
Hadn't talked to him in a while.
Where's that? Remove that. Congratulations, Dirk. I just removed that.
Dirk.
What I wanted to do was I wanted to add the camera back, that thing. Let's do that view so you guys
Okay.
see what's going on.
All right.
So what happened? What had happened was this adapter, the 25-pin adapter, wasn't fully seated in and wasn't making proper electrical connections.
Oh,
believe.
snap.
So I'm going to pull the null modem back out of the line.
Yeah, you don't need the no modem cable.
There's a shot, you know. I've got it. It's here. It's easy. Let's do it. And I'm in the process. See, this
Not
is the
gonna
thing.
work.
Like you have to, not you specifically, Jim, but like in general, while you're troubleshooting, you have to kind of pay attention to the little tiny telltales that come off. And one of the little tiny telltales here was, while I was putting that on, this connector I noticed wasn't connected all the way. So I might have been working all along still.
Colin said, did he set the switch first, set the radio 1/radio 2 switch to radio 1?
I have it set out, which should be radio 1, but there is no radio connected. So I would hope that that doesn't matter. I could be
Don
wrong.
is saying the default data rate is 9600.
Oh, and the argument has begun.
I know, because I'm
Chad,
seeing several people that said 1200 baud even 7.
Well, we can do the 12 even 7. We can do that.
Ken, most BBSs were none 8
and
1.
1. Yeah.
Systems like mainframe computer systems kind of stuff, most of that was even parity.
Stick that up there. Okay, so now I need to get my screen back up so I can see what's going on here. So, okay, the device is off. The radio 1 switch is out. And we need to turn it on because we're ready to go. And booted online. Star. AZ. F. Reset. Nothing.
Well, you got
Okay.
more line noise this time.
AZP. So that's 1200. Don was saying 9600.
Don
so
says
we'll do
9600, 7 even.
C U M 7 even 1. Enter. We're still online. AZF. So my next door neighbor just brought me some Kansas City ribs. I'm passing that up for you guys. So
This is
if you
more
start
than we
seeing
got with the
drool-
PKT-1, so I'm excited.
start seeing drool, you know why. Okay, so we're now at 96.7E1, and we are rebooting, and we're online. Pressing star. Nothing. AZF to send break. Nothing. So what I also saw down here is this is a VT102. I wonder if that's
That's your,
not correct. Terminal emulation.
that's going to work. Set it to ASCII, but that's not why you're not getting anything. I mean, unless that thing's set to something weird like a 3270, it's going to work.
Turn off hardware flow control for now.
It may not format right, but there's no,
Yeah, we should be seeing something.
yeah.
Terminal settings. Terminal emulation. ANSI? Oh, ANSI. Oh, that's your only choices, ANSI.
Go with VT102. Tim is getting saucy, and he said 115.2, or you ain't got a hair on it.
Yeah, I imagine that's not going to help much.
I don't think so either, but
Offline? Online? It is noticing that it is not connected.
yeah, because that carrier detect light's dropping and coming back up, right?
Just-
So it's sending DCD.
Just for Timmy. No joy, Timmy.
Don suggests turning off the AT commands.
Okay.
I mean, okay.
B, C. Let's do 1200 again. Online. Star. break. Nothing. Okay, so turn off the AT commands. Where is that?
Under modem. I'm just telling you what it said. Go to modem and dialing.
Where is modem?
You're on the
Configure.
wrong screen. That's the...
Main functions.
Yeah, you had that screen up earlier. O. Go to O. Configure, I think.
Configure minicom.
There you go. Modem and
Serial
dialing.
port setup. I see no AT commands.
Because you clicked the wrong thing. Go back.
I clicked O, like you said.
No, stop. Go back
All
to
right,
where you were.
hands off.
Control A-O.
A-O. That's where
Go
it
to
was.
modem
That's
and
what you told me to do.
And then you started clicking stuff like my wife. Modem and dialing. There you go.
Okay.
Now see if you can disable the haze commands in there. I don't think you can, but yeah, that'll work.
How about you just enabled auto BPS detect Q?
Yep, that'd work too. Whoa,
Okay,
go
the
back to modem.
RBPS.
Oh,
Oh, all right, hold on. What?
Okay, so that's saved.
modem has DCD line, yes. Status line
Which is
shows
currently
DTE
off.
speed. Dial time. Dial, okay. All right.
All right, so we'll do auto ball detect by just turning it on. There's got to be like an auto ball detect do it command.
Well, it looks like you're set at 1200.
Yeah, that's
Where I was before I did it.
That's overwhelmingly what the chat is saying. Hank's looking at the manual. I know he is. Somebody else is too. Colin was looking at the manual as well. I think the rest of the random baud rates are just making up numbers. 1200 for a mid-90s piece of comm gear for ham radio seems pretty legitimate.
This is early 90s.
Yeah, this is...
So I'm seeing chip dates of 1990, the 20th week of 1990, which means the software in the ROM came off the coder's fingertips in the late 80s.
All right, go ahead and get out of Minicom and restart it, Steve. AX, I believe, should quit it. Yep.
Yep. All right, restarted, 300 baud. It has already detected we are online. Star.
300?
But we're at 8N1 because we just booted in.
Oh, you didn't save our settings. Okay.
You didn't say to save the settings.
Well, duh.
Let's see.
Go to 1200 even 7.
You. Okay, 1200.
Now
7
control
even
AO and go back to your configuration screen. Modem and dialing.
Yep.
Go down and set auto BPS detect on.
Yep.
And those modem commands don't make any difference.
We haven't initiated a dialing prefix.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. Return. Save. Set up as DFL, which I assume means default.
Configuration saved.
Exit. Now control AX and come back in. And don't pass it any command line parms if you, at least for anything other than the COM port. Yeah, there you go.
115, 208, N1.
Well, Country
I'm not getting
James has been a member for
DCD
5
light.
months. Thank you, Country James. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah, I'm not getting a DCD light on the dingus.
Huh.
Okay, turn it off and we can do the reset procedure.
Brian
is just-
T.O. does not have an O-scope that he has available and or knows how to hook up yet.
Yeah. Future episode.
It will go smoother than this, I promise.
Man, I wish I would have known. I would have sent this with you in that
This what?
package. I said I would have sent this if I'd known you didn't have a no scope.
Hang on. Oh, cool. Yeah. I have an oscilloscope. It's just not currently set up.
Oh, you actually have one with you?
This is not an HD4040 clone. This is the PK-232, which is a very different box. I'm 100% agree, Stephen Wilson. Star. Eamon, I would love to be doing BBS stuff tonight, but no, we're apparently not. All right, so A, P, and I want to do speed change. Previous. We'll do 96, 7E1, and we'll turn it on and see what happens. It connects.
What speed is
Oh,
it showing you? Because I don't see it. No, it says 9600.
Yeah.
Don
I
is
just
getting pretty
changed it to
adamant about saving it to 1200 and
Okay.
saving that.
Well, let me do it to 1200 real quick.
Because 1200, I guarantee you this thing's going to come up at 1200.
Well, considering the fact that it's designed to talk to
A
the
ham
maximum
radio.
speed of 1200 BPS
Yes,
government-regulated radio.
Yeah.
All right. Turning it on at 1207E1, and it's got the reset jumper, which has changed some stuff. Nothing. For grins, let's do the 300.
This one's for you, Donald. Two old comm guys. Don, thank you, by the way, for the $10 super chat.
Thank you, Don. Okay, we're back in Bordeaux mode.
Craig, don't you send me a Betamax, son.
So the reset trick on setting JP1 near the battery did reset it. But it's still inconnectable.
Me too, Don.
Let's switch this one to this view.
Stephen, we don't have a scope available. Steve is not at my house. He does not have a scope. There is no scope going to happen tonight unless he goes and digs it out of wherever it's stashed.
It's right there.
There's no scope available.
And you know, T.O., aside from the fact that you don't have your O1 accessible, both of the ones I have, the Siglent and the Regal, both will do serial decodes as well.
I'm not turning no pots, Tim.
Huh?
Tim's like, did you turn the pots? Look at all these pots. I ain't turning a single one of these pots. Are you kidding
Tim.
me?
I thought you were saying Jim. I'm like, Jim ain't talking about no pot or pods.
The wife needs help defeating a boss in her game.
Go with God, my son.
I'll be right back.
We're going to miss you, Ziggy.
Y'all don't tell me. Tell Steve. Steve said, Lee said, get a meter out.
All right. What are we metering?
I don't know. He just said it would. He just said it would be helpful. See, the thing you guys don't understand, Tio and I, between us, have the knowledge of a first-year electronics student who's marginally passing. Marginally passing.
The first day of class yet? Okay, so do you feel helped yet? I've got a meter out, and this is.
Oh my! Could you find the shittiest one you have?
I'd have to go to the truck to get a better one.
Where's your Kaiweets at, Chief?
It's in the truck.
Smoking Ape uses a Kaiweets. I mean, what kind of budget operation is this?
I could use the one that you sent me, Jim.
There you go. Oh, well, that's. I sent you that.
Yeah.
Did I loan you that, or did I give you that?
You can have it back. I don't know.
I've got 3 other ones. I don't think I need that one back.
No.
That's actually got a regular meter on it, Steve, and you could probably see the
It's-
screen.
Yeah, they both do. It's fine. But
Okay.
like you said, get a meter. It would help. I got a meter. I feel helped. What do you want me to do with it?
I know.
Did I connect a wire jumper between pins 1 and 2 on the 232's J4 or short the appropriate loads on your TTL connector cables? I haven't shorted any loads on my TTL connector cables, and I haven't touched JP4 because I don't even know where it is. I did do the JP1 reset, which was successful. It was in Morse mode, and now it's in Bordeaux mode. Or as the idiots on the interweb say, Bodot mode.
Yeah.
It's the dude's name. Yeah, I don't see JP4. It doesn't mean it's not here. It just means I don't see it.
You know, I picture some of the people in the chat jumping up and down, screaming at us right now.
That's what I would do if I was watching.
Possibly without their pants on.
Never wear pants.
Eating
It's like a life
Cheetos.
goal. Orange keyboards.
Stephen Wilson, what pin should he check on the CPU to see if he has 5 volts? And since the lights come on, I think we can say QED, the CPU is doing something.
Yeah. That's the radio button. Off, on. I went through the boot procedure, and it is now in Bordeaux mode. That light is not as bright because of the angle of everything else going on.
Yeah. 45 said, not Cheetos, nacho-flavored Doritos.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a JP4. If you can see it on a picture online, tell me which quadrant I should narrow my search down to.
J4 on the PK2.
Sorry, J4. JP4, J4.
J4.
St. Paul, Minnesota, www.timewave.com. Whatever that.
Oh, that was some fancy stuff.
New enough to have a website, copyright 2001. So this has a daughterboard update to it. And, oh, there it is. JP4 is buried underneath of this connector up here. And it is currently set in the on position. That is very weird. So if I remove this connector, see those jumpers now? Right there?
Jack said it looks like a pin on the top right part of the board.
Yep. Just found it. That's what I'm talking about. That's JP4.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't see a J4. But this daughter board is connected to the other half of the jumpers. Like so. And that's where all the stuff is. And those look like isolators, isolation transformers. And a relay.
Steven said a pin 11 on that CPU, if you can figure out which one is the CPU.
Yeah, which one is the CPU? Which chip are we
He
looking
said the
for?
Z80. He said it's a Z80, so I would
I
assume
see
it'll
two
be labeled.
Zilog chips here, but neither of them say Z80 on them. They say Z0853.
Jeff said Z85.
Okay. We got two of them. We got a 3004 and a 3606.
Well, jab your meter on pin 11 and let's see if you got any voltage.
Okay. She's on and she's booted. Let's find a ground. I'll use the serial port frame as the ground. Let's get this in place, y'all, so y'all can see it. Let's get the keyboard out of the way. Look for the Z80. Thank you, Stephen Wilson. So there's ground. And
Yeah, or it's hiding under that ROM board, which would be my guess. Andy, you are dedicated, my friend.
nice. That is probably not a good ground. There we go. All right, so we got 13.4 volts coming in. The meter now works. We found a good ground. The fuse is good on both sides. Then you want pin 11 on the CPU.
Yeah, pin 11.
And half the CPU is buried
Of course it is.
under the daughter board. How many pins on the CPU? How many do I go back from the other
said-
direction?
So it should be on the from the dimple. It should be on the top right. So top left should be 1 through 20, and the bottom half from left to right should be 21 through 40.
Okay. How many pins do I go from the non-dimpled side backwards to get to pin 11? Because I can't see pin 1. It's buried under the board.
Oh, on a 40 pin. So
I don't
pin
know how many
11. So
pins
you're
it
going to
is.
go back 19 pins.
Is it 40 pins? Let's start with the basics.
That's what Stephen Wilson said.
9. 1, 2.
Okay, there you go. I
3,
can't math on stream, boys.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It says 1.95. And 10 pins back says 4.76, which is 5 volts.
I mean,
And
this is
then pin 28 is VCC. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Last one. And that is 4.7 volts on that ROM and 4.7 volts on that ROM. So the ROMs are healthy and the CPU is healthy. Yep. Both of the big Zilog chips are healthy. All right, thanks, Tim. Tim's acting like he's a big box store.
Jeff asked a salient question. Are any of them chips hot, son?
Yeah. Nope. The two CPU chips, the two questionable which one is the CPU chips are warm,
Warmish.
but not
Yeah.
excessively. They're like, yep, they're doing something. Yeah, these are all fine. Let's see what the screen here is doing. Nothing. This thing should be spitting out text by this point.
Colin, what
You can go
disc? Oh, there it is.
What?
See, Colin, you threw me off because you didn't post it in nuggets. I was looking all over for it. All right, system. You ready for some documentation? Because we actually could have documentation here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
System startup and quick check. Do these steps before connecting any cables between your PK-232 and your radio.
All right, removing the cable, just because. I don't think it's going to make any difference. But we will do it for the ability to obey.
I think this, okay. I'm reading this. I'm not feeling a lot of love here, but whatever. Connect your PK-232 to your computer via the RS-232 cable. Make sure that only pins 1 through 8 and pin 20 are connected. In large
that's all the
letters.
pins I have.
Right. Set the radio 1, radio 2 switch to radio 1.
Done.
Ah,
So it
this
says
is
don't connect any cables. Before you connect any cables, connect the cable is what it says.
Yes. I'm reading it verbatim.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm putting the cable back on. Step
Is
1,
my-
remove cables. Step
Can you
2,
hear my air
cables.
conditioner? Is it too loud?
It's fine.
Okay.
I wouldn't want you to get cranky. Or
Well, I need a Newport too. I'm start doing these shows from outside where I can smoke. All right, this is interesting now. Connect a wire jumper between pins 1 and 2 on the PK PK-232's J4 or short the appropriate loads on your TTL connector cables.
Don't have any TTL connector cables, but
okay, so
it's
short.
It's a 5-pin port, so that wouldn't be hard to short.
Connect a jumper cable. Well, either one. Connect a jumper between pins 1 and 2 on the J4 lead. Not JP4, J4.
Yeah, and we never found J4.
Okay. On
JP7.
1200 baud.
Actually, technically, I never found J number anything. All these are labeled JP number.
Is it on the back side?
On the back side of the underside of the board?
Yeah.
No. Not on,
Oh, okay. So we'd have to deassemble it even more.
Yeah.
All right. It is 1200 baud.
Well, I will make it 1200 baud.
It is not anything else, which is what I've said about 3 times, and everyone in the chat has said about 1,000 times.
P. X. Whoa.
It does not say what the parity is in this document, but I haven't read all the manual. This is the start and quick check.
So it's 1200 confirmed.
1200, yes, and I'd leave it on 7 even.
Yep.
Turn on your computer. Load your communications program. Oh, you're also allowed to turn the PK-232 on. So that is it. We just need to put that jumper on there or short the TTL cables. That's the only thing we haven't done.
I'm going to move JP4 because there is no J number anything on this board. All right, so I moved that. Turn it on. Watch the smoke come out.
And it will, if your serial port is operating at 1200 bauds, you will see the following message right away without having to press a
Yep.
beeping star. And it will say, please press a star for auto baud routine. So unless it says, please type a star, we ain't talking. And you can whack that thing until it breaks and it ain't gonna work. If you're using your computer or terminal at a different data rate, your screen may show meaningless junk characters. If that's true, go to step 9. Don't panic. It's doing its auto baud routine. It will measure your computer's data rate and set itself accordingly.
Always bring a towel.
Scans for baud rates of 3, 12, 24, 9600. If the cable and connections between the PK-232 and your computer are correct, several of the 232's LEDs will begin cycling in order as the 232 runs its auto baud routine. As soon as the 232 has recognized your data rate and set itself accordingly, your screen will display a sign-on message, which is a copyright message in the command prompt. Don't turn on your radio yet.
Yeah, I don't have a radio in the vicinity.
Right, we can't get the comm part working. Jack says it looks like there were jumper pins on the daughter board at the back right. Might just be what that looks like on the video. I think he's talking about our video.
There are jumper pins on the daughter board on the back right. That is correct. They are not numbered 4.
Let's see. Yeah, Chris, we're at
Kansas City
7
ribs
even
for
1.
this. All right. I got a T. Ah, look at that. Needs a fracking null modem.
That
You
is
seeing what I'm seeing?
stupid.
Ta-da! Ziggy's back and nobody even noticed. Did you win, Zig?
I did.
Awesome.
Oh, Ziggy, I'm sorry, I forgot you were there.
Okay. Now we need to know what the commands are. This thing is up and running.
It should
Don,
not
you're
be
welcome.
using a no modem
Done
cable. That
nothing.
is so wrong.
Well, it could be that the serial dingus, the serial chip is wired backwards.
That doesn't.
Ship it. That is right.
I don't think it works like that.
All right, hang on. It's a Nuggets win. Goodbye, folks. Thanks for playing along. Glad to have you here. That's all for tonight. I think, Jim, what do you think? I think this calls for a giveaway.
I think it calls for a giveaway too.
We're giving away the big one or the little one?
I don't care, buddy. It's your stuff.
Let's do the little one. Let's get them warmed up with the little one.
All right. Let me.
Brian, I agree with you. No, the blue radio will not be the first one to give away. It will be the Bluetooth mic.
The Bluetoother.
Let's get the screen of success out of the way. Let's get the TNC of success out of the way. And let's show. I forgot that was black. There it is. Hand for reference. This just fits my hand better.
Breaker.
I cannot tell you which radios this works with besides the Vero VRN76 radio. It does not work with the ICOM 705. I can tell you that. Otherwise, I would have done a video on it because I plugged it in and I'm like, the video shouldn't be like half a second long going. Doesn't work with the 705, folks. Thanks for watching. See you later. Like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, there it is, peoples. Bluetooths.
But this will most likely work with the Vero VRN76, the
N7500.
B-Tech. It should work with the N7500. The B-Tech UV Pro, which is the new analog HT that they came out with, which is the same, it's the same radio in different clothing. The Radioddity GA5WB. So there's at least 4 radios that this should work with, and it might even work with some of the Anytones and the Anytone clones, like the 6X2, 6X2 Pro, 878, etc., etc., etc. Did we ever get contact information for Dirk, the previous winner?
I've got his call sign saved, and I know his call sign anyway. He's W9RDY.
RDY, ready.
There was some consternation in the chat that you're both pimping 9 call signs, and allegations were thrown about.
I might actually have met Dirk in person if it's the one I think it is.
Yeah, it's the one you think it is because he lived up there by you.
How do you pimp 9 call signs?
You go to the call sign vanity page and you say I'd like a 9 call, please, and they just give you one.
Dude, I got a 1, and I darn sure ain't in the Northeast.
Yeah. No, I had a 9 call because I was in Wisconsin when I got first licensed, and then I got a vanity call and I grabbed a 9 because I got tired of trying to find a fun vanity call. And then I moved to Texas and didn't switch from 9 to 5. And now I'm in Kansas, which I don't even know what Kansas number is. It's probably still 5.
Lovely people, you got to type it like it is on my screen. It is case sensitive. So
John has donated. Look at this, John. You are so awesome. K6RXD has donated an ICOM 705 to all 195 people watching. Thank you, John. You're awesome.
193 because apparently 2 people were satisfied
People
that we
didn't want one.
got the damn thing to work.
Yeah. Okay, you're the Dirk I thought you were. Just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to send this to the wrong Dirk. You know how many Dirks I know?
Oh, snap.
Shane.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Blind.
Shane.
It's our friend Shane. Arkansas Shane.
Jeff is guessing that Kansas is 0. I'll take that. Ham Till It Hurts is confirming that Kansas is 0.
Shane, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate it.
John is confirming he's giving 705s to everyone. Awesome. All right, hit it, Jim.
I'm hitting it. We got 79 people. Boom. This is for the Bluetooth microphone that works with a plethora of radios.
Ooh,
Wayne. Whiskey 5, Whiskey November, Romeo.
Look at Wayne's picture. He looks like he's just as shocked as you'd imagine someone would be who won a Bluetooth mic.
It does. Wayne, that picture looks like, I think it's going to take a picture. Is it going to take a picture? Oh, crap. It took the picture. Yeah, that's good enough.
Shane, you got to be in it to win it. Congrats, Wayne.
And if you're watching this video a week from now, marveling at the success we've had tonight so far, don't put a comment in the chat below, in the comments below, because that won't win you anything. You got to be here. Because we
Wayne,
still get
excellent.
comments, you know, pound Bluetooths.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to win.
Type it in the chat, not in the comments. I realize instructions were confusing. You've shaved your head and taught your dog to walk backwards. Are you looking for J4? No, Tim, I gave up because we got it working. It was the null modem.
Which is probably J4 changing the COM port.
I was kind of
Wayne,
hoping
it
that
did
we were
work.
gonna. I was kind of
Look at
hoping
that.
that we were gonna shake that thing down a little bit, see if it's got like a self-test function, or
It probably does.
make it process data for no reason.
Let's get back to the big view. Let's switch to that. Hi, Jim. Switch to that. And if you look at the front, it is in command mode and it is in packet mode. And I still
Yes.
don't have a DCD light. I'm expecting a DCD light. I am disappointed. And this was made in the Foxconn factory, where they make the iPhones in China. Type help. Okay, we'll go back. We won't do this. We'll type help. Let me get over to that screen. All right.
Everybody wants to see the box dance. Nobody wants a handy talkie.
Right. That is the wrong screen. Hang on.
Huh.
I get so many
Frack is a
screens.
command in this thing.
Nice. It's fracking modem. All right, so type help. Where did I put my keyboard? There it is.
I hope it, God, it's not a serial keyboard.
Help! Serial keyboard.
Oh, no typing. All right, so you guys have pushed my limits.
Oh, you might need to turn echo on, Steve.
A, Z,
Control AO. Yeah, E.
O.
No, A's. I'm sorry.
You said Control A, O, E.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Control
A.
AE.
Local echo on.
Hey, there we go.
Hello.
Well, you're still not talking, so.
All right, let's off and on again. Oh, local echo needs to be back off.
Yep, Control AE.
Yeah, I did. All right. We have lots of commands.
Do it again. Do help again. The list is much longer than what I'm seeing there. Huh. Okay.
What's MD check?
MD.
Ooh, this does Pactor.
Pactor.
Thank God I took that all in the test, and now I know what it is. BEKLRS are your options.
All right.
You've entered a dark room. Let's hit B, and it has exited. MD check. Let's hit E.
Hey, look! A place for you to put a call sign in.
Let's hit MD. Nope, we're still in the menu. K. Not enough.
A little
I think
short
the message
there.
numbers are corrupt. I think it wants me to type in like K1 for a message number. Yeah, message not found. I was right. I don't know what K is. K is probably kill. L, list. List 1. Message not found. R. Not enough. R1. Message not found. S. Need call
What do we-
sign. S. KM 9G. Oh, I'm sending a message. Cool. Subject. Help you. Enter message. Control Z to end. Message stored as number 1. Okay, so now we can L1. Look at that.
Beep, beep, beep.
Do
K1. L.
yeah,
L1.
that's prehistoric email. Yeah.
Hams lead the way. All right, so I have created a message, then I've deleted the message. So it's doing the thing. Let's
All right. Punch out. Probably Control C.
What?
Or okay. Or Q. I don't know. It's not giving you that option. S for stop.
S was create a message.
E, exit.
B for break.
Yeah,
Okay.
B killed it.
Do C status.
C
See what
status.
I see what they did there.
Which one?
C status.
Yeah, I
well.
just want to see what it would list out.
Channel status.
Yeah.
They're all disconnected.
Right. So if you were connected to multiple stations, it would show you channel 0 connected to call sign X, channel 1 connected to call sign Y, so on and so forth. That's
So
kind of
who
cool.
all in the chat has a packet radio system configured?
Don't everybody type all at once.
Do daytime.
Okay. Op mode was packet. Op mode now packet. Thank you, Don. Daytime.
Yeah.
Clock not set.
Calibrat.
So daytime DD-M this is weird. Okay, disregard. The format for entering the day and time is this. Daytime space year, 2-year month, 2-year year.
Oh, not Y2K compliant. We're all gonna die.
Yeah, so YYMMDDHHMM.
Is it hyphens
Altogether.
between everything?
Nope.
Oh,
No
all
hyphen, no
together.
punctuation. One long string.
There we go.
Well, you the wrong time. That's this morning, but okay. It's probably 24-hour clock on that.
It's good enough.
Okay.
I don't have any for what we're doing tonight. It's good enough. I don't have any windows, so I can't tell whether it's day or night.
Making my eye twitch. Okay, let's see what else we can do.
That's what I live for, Jim. We can re-init, we can reset, we can restart. We can signal, we can fax. Is that still
You
a
can
thing?
use this as a digipeater.
Yes. But not a digipeater of APRS. Maybe it will, but this is not an APRS device. It might recognize that as packet and forward the packets. Heard?
What's Amtor?
It is a data mode for doing keyboard to keyboard, so we've changed it to
Yep.
Amtor mode.
Yep.
Keyboard to keyboard. How personable.
Yeah, so you and I could chat over ham radio at 1200 baud, well, 300 baud over HL.
Do a frac and a number 1 through 9.
FRAK.
CK. FRACK.
Frick.
Frac 1. Frac was 4, now 1.
That's the frame acknowledgement timeout. Frac.
Okay, cool. Calibrat. Sure.
Line levels.
Both of the lights are saying standby. So I am standing by.
Yep. One's different.
Yeah, I saw that.
I regret everything.
I used to do that.
Oh no. What have we done? Help.
Most of these commands really require a connection to do anything with.
John, you're correct. I think connection might be next week's show, depending on where I find myself on the globe, because I actually don't have a bed Sunday night. I haven't planned that far ahead yet. And now for something completely different.
Do monitor 9 when you get done.
I am going to, Brent, send a break.
Yeah, break it.
It doesn't care. I'm going to reboot it. Hard boot. Oh, while we're doing a hard boot, let's do com parameters and let's change it to 9600.
Go faster.
And let's do clear screen. What was clear screen? C. All right, so now we're going to turn it on and it should go weird. Yep, there's a weird character on the screen. Star for auto baud. Still in
Apparently, you have
standby
to
mode.
keep hitting star.
Yeah, I think the baud rate, I think the calibrate thing has screwed us up. So we broke it. Yeah, that's 1200. What? Cool.
All right. What did I tell you? Monitor. See if monitor will tell you what it's set at without a number. 4.
4
So that's your
UADNCDIUI.
that's your frame messages. So
Okay.
unnumbered acknowledgments, and you can go all the way up to 6 is maximum monitoring of the packet frames, as well as some bits and so on. And then 0 is no monitoring functions. But again, without a connection, it's not really anything to look at. Let's see.
BA for Baldo, yes. So what I could do next week, we only have 4 minutes left in the show, and we got another giveaway.
Oh,
Type
thank
Display
God.
Z.
I mean,
Next week I can hook a radio up to it, and we can tune it to a Morse code frequency and let it decode Morse code. There we go, Display Z. There's a whole bunch of useful information. Holy moly.
holy crap.
Nice. I think this thing is extremely healthy, Don. You got yourself a winner.
What was the command to make it output everything?
A null modem cable was needed.
No, just now. What did you type that
Display
just
Z.
made it throw up?
Display
All
Z.
All
the
right, I'll
parameters.
plug in a damn no modem cable. That should not be, because all of you who know comms know this thing is a freaking modem, and it should be a straight through cable.
Should be.
All right, so next giveaway.
My butt hurts.
Let's see what color this is.
If it's
Board's
red, I
ready
need to
to
win.
slide. I just dropped it on my keyboard. It's not red. It's black and blue now. It is black.
Like a Model T, any color as long as it's black.
Do you know the story as to why that was the thing?
Well, I mean, Henry Ford said that. That's all I remember. I wasn't actually there.
On the assembly line process, it was the only color they could get that would work with their, paint drying and assembly line times and so on and so on.
Ah, that makes sense.
It wasn't because like he didn't want you to have a different color. It was because he didn't know how. Could not get there with this equipment.
Donald sent us a $30 super chat and said thank you. Now he will try the power trick on the other PK-232.
I did nothing special. I just plugged it into my workbench power supply. Jim, you know how long it's been since we've had a success on Nuggets?
In less than an hour and a half? Yeah, it's been a minute. And I would try the no modem trick right now if I had a serial cable in here, but they're all out in the shop where I was messing with this thing today.
So the serial cable, the null modem cable, and the 25-pin adapter are linked in the chat below. And the next thing we need to do, I am going to use my, look at this, Jim, Morse code key. I'm going to use my audio cable from my Morse code key, which will, Morse code key. And
Who is that from? Is that a homemade one or?
This is the K6ARK key.
Okay.
And it folds up for compact portability, and it's got magnets on the back of it. And the magnets don't stick very well. Once I do that, it should be able to hear the audio coming out of the radio and decode Morse code. We got 98 people entering out of 187 people watching.
2 more. Come on. 2 more.
Black on black. Yes, this hat is from our friend Patrick.
There you go.
Gear Forever. And it is very slick, and there's like over 10,000 stitches in the embroidery. Patrick does some quality work with these caps, and these are good quality caps too. These are official Cryptex caps.
Steve, we're at 103. I'm hitting it.
Hit it!
Yo, Leif, how are you, buddy?
See who wins this thing.
Hi
The
there.
winner is Hi There. All right, Hi There.
We're going to need a little more info.
You can message me on the Discord or you can email me, but you got to let me know that you did it, or what you're going to do, or what your intents are, so we can close out the show.
Okay.
Do, 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 do.
Chris really likes your
hell?
CW key, your ARK key.
Yeah.
Well, while we're doing CW show and tell, this is one of my new toys.
Oh, Vibroplex.
Look at all that shininess.
And this thing is, I mean, this is like butter. This thing is freaking awesome.
Patrick will probably give you an answer if you email him. Hi there. Hi there. Hi there. How many more minutes do we give him?
No, Mike, I did not remortgage my house, but you only need one kidney, okay?
Oh, there he is. You're good on the QRZ?
KC3 ZJL.
All right. I should have put a link in the description for this. Look at that CW key. Sweet. With the guitar picks and the cable clips.
I mean, if Ziggy's going to show off his, I got another one because I just finished recording a CW video. Then we have this little rascal. It's making my wrist
That's
tired
the
holding this
Venture
up.
BY1.
2.
Yeah.
The
BY2.
shiny chrome. The one is not
Man,
blackface.
chrome.
you don't need all them shinies. Look, you got this wood veneer right here.
Wood veneer.
Is that
Yeah.
treated, Zig? That looks
What's
pressure
that?
Is that pressure treated?
It looks like it's pressure treated.
It sure is. Sure
Is
is.
that
yeah.
ACQ or CCA? What's it taste like?
Well, the blue stuff here on
Don't
the
taste it.
side, the blue stuff right here.
I see it. Yeah.
And then we have
Don't taste it.
we have this one.
And
It's
not
alright.
eco-friendly.
It's all right.
So this is the Puda key off of Amazon. I actually really like this key for a $55 key. This thing is, and the size is right. This sits in on the console in my truck where the gear shift is perfectly. So I sit there at
There you
lunch
go.
with the keyer and just jam away with this thing.
So the Ziggy, you know this, but the A in CCA or ACQ is arsenic.
I tasted it.
Yeah, copper, chromium, arsenic, CCA.
A little copper tinge at the top there. Yep.
Yeah, tastes like a bag of old rusty coins.
Could use some salt.
All right, folks, we gave away 3 things today: sticker pack, Bluetooth speaker mic, and an HT, $180-some HT. These things are fantastic.
Right, Doc.
I'm very impressed with these things for the money. And we got the thing up and running. So next week we got to plug it into a radio and do the radio thing. I'm just like shocked. Jim's still showing off his keys.
Beep,
Well, Chris
beep,
said he
beep.
had a J38. I would love one of you guys, and Squidward, I'm talking to you if you're out there still. This is for the sounder. What is this, ring all stations kind of thing? Because when
I
you
thought
close
that
this,
turned the key off.
no, when you
It
close
just goes
this,
full on.
it's one solid
send.
tone.
Yeah.
Yeah, full send. And this is called a sounder, and I think this is a Navy-oriented thing. I think this is like all stations
Oh.
kind of message or something. I don't really know.
Jason, that's the star key, Jim. That little lever on the side.
The star key, right? But I will have a video dropping tomorrow, probably at this point, on my CW journey, because I think I'm like 1,000 miles ahead of somebody's name who rhymes with grape.
Don is saying that is a tuning function.
Okay, makes sense. It's sending solid tones, all it's doing.
Key down and do your tuner. Because remember
Yeah.
manual tuners, Jim.
I
Manual.
don't think that's what it was designed for, but I agree that it probably works just fine for that. Yes, absolutely.
The sounder
It's
converted the pulses of electricity coming down the wire into audible sound. Not the electronic beep beep that is produced by a key or side tone.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a mechanical click and clunk sound.
I think it's a different sounder.
I think that's a different thing.
I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. I've seen that. All right, folks, I'm hitting the button. Thank you all for playing. This was awesome. I'm over the moon on this. This is fantastic.
It works.
See y'all. Boom, boom.